What's up, Bustas? I got my new Legacy Standard Bible, New Testament with Psalms and Proverbs, and I hope I got mine before you got yours. So I got it really quick, and I'm happy about that. I want to do a review for you guys. It came in this little sleeve right here. I know you guys like boxes, but we got a sleeve. And here's what the sleeve says. We have the commitment of the LSB. There's a three-part commitment. Notice that the Lockman fourfold aim has four things. This only has three. So which one's better? Anyway, well, no, just kidding. This has some good stuff in it. Some really nice things to be excited about. Double column, 8.5 font, line matched, 32 GSM French mill paper, sewn binding, and so forth. This is exciting. It feels like, can you feel that with your fingers? It's soft. This is the Italian cowhide. There's patina brown cowhide. Patina means when you keep on using it and rubbing it, you'll get a black mark right here that is proof that you use your Bible. And if you don't have that proof, then you're just without. Anyway, it's thick. It's nice and thick. I read it to my little kids last night and put them straight to bed. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it worked really well. In the packaging, it came in this yellow sleeve, which is good for getting it there fast. We have something coming soon that is the Bible app, and it's going to be powered by Accordance. Now, the Accordance app is already available on your phone, and it's pretty fast. So I don't know if it's going to be download Accordance and also get the LSB for free in Accordance, or if it's going to be a standalone thing using some of the Accordance framework. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm looking forward to it. I really like the Literal Word app. I think that is the best that there is for people who are just in church using a Bible on their phones. Okay, the price, $55 for this Bible. Not bad. Not bad at all. If you get the faux leather, you can have blue, black, burgundy. It claims to be a comfortable feeling. Look, I have doubts that it's as comfortable as this, though. This patina brown Italian cowhide, because I really like that. They're all printed on the same French milled paper in the Netherlands by Jongbloed. You'll see that in a second. It's really nice. Reinforced binding for durability. They have the goat skin coming out later this month, and that's $80. You can get the faux leather for $30. This one's $55. The goat skin is $80. So I wanted this patina brown cowhide because I just wanted to feel it, and I'm very impressed with it. I like it. I got to tell you, I like it. Some of the other things going on with this Bible. First of all, shipping and handling from Irvine, California to Shreveport, Louisiana. It cost me $3.30 to get this Bible sent to me. I got a $10 discount because I pre-ordered it back on January 2nd. Shipping and handling literally took 3 days, and that's good. I liked that. The order was processed on February 27th at 11:31 a.m., and I received it on March 2nd in the early afternoon. So 3 days, and that was really nice by them. This is not a completely new translation. Not a new translation. So where did it come from? Well, if you look at the copyrights page, it'll tell you exactly where it did and did not come from. Notice that as you see, it's copyright 2021, La Habra, California, Lockman. So you recognize those if you're a New American Standard fan. The Legacy Standard Bible is adapted from the New American Standard Bible, copyright 1960, 1971, 1977, 1995, and guess what's missing? Do you see what's missing there? Do you notice what's not there? The update which shall not be named. Where's the 2020 at? It's not there. There's a specific reason for that. John MacArthur and the crew over there were very happy to use the New American Standard 1995 update for 25 years. And then all of a sudden, there's another update, and lo and behold, the Legacy Standard Bible is born out of competition, obviously, with the 2020. And so whenever we get into the preface, you're gonna hear some shots maybe at that. They're not gonna be open in their shots, but you know what? I wish they would have waited for the publication of the 2020, because there are some actual places in the 2020 that are really good in their updates, and I like them in the update. And I feel like the crew at Master's Seminary probably would like to adopt it too, but they did not wait when they could have. They could have had their translation match the 2020 in places where it was good, and not create an additional branch of deviation from the 95. So there's places where the LSB deviates from the 95 and the 2020 deviates from the 95. And we could have had one change if they'd followed the 2020, but instead we have two. So that is part of the consequence of doing what they've done. But you know, if you're them, then that's an acceptable consequence. This is not the John MacArthur translation, by the way. It's not the John MacArthur translation. Now, Dr. MacArthur, I don't think he actually has a PhD. I think it's an honorary doctorate, and he deserves one. You know, it's not like he's Bill Cosby and deserves to be Dr. Cosby. So John MacArthur, he did approximately 0% of the translation himself. So when you open it up, you're not reading John MacArthur's translation. You're reading what's more appropriately called the Master's Seminary translation. They got their professors in Old Testament, New Testament to put this together. Now, they did not translate the entire Bible for themselves, because remember, they're starting with the New American Standard 77 and 95. So they only have to identify places where, you know, over the decades, they've thought something could have been better, take notes, and then change those parts. So that's how they could do this so quickly. It didn't take them a decade to get this done. All it took was, hey, we're doing an update to the 2020. Oh, 2020, that sounds nice. That sounds like a nice update. I hope we get to see the advancements from Biblia Hebraica Quinta. So BHQ, I'm looking forward to that. NA28, the coherence-based methodology, or coherence-based CBGM, genealogical method, coherence-based genealogical method, and see the advances from that. Nope. The thing that Lockman pushed was, we're not saying brothers, we're saying brothers and sisters. We're not saying man, we're saying person. We're not saying, who are you, oh man? Now we're going to say, who are you, dude, person, mortal. Mortal would have been good, but that went with person. Ugh. And it just grades upon your ears and your mind. And every time you read the 2020, you think, you know what, that sounds good. And then you hit something that's, you got me with that. So let me continue with this. This Patina brown natural hide, natural Italian cowhide is unique to you. So it's not going to be looking, you see the dark spot here may not be where the dark spot is on yours. And if I use mine and rub mine, it's going to be even darker in some places. It feels kind of rough but soft. And the way I can describe that best is it's almost like one of those thick erasers, not like a pencil eraser, but you know, the rectangular erasers. It feels sort of like that when you rub your fingers across it. And if you look really close, you can almost see like a fur to it. And now I don't want to say fur, but you can just see where, I don't know, it's not really hair, but it's real fine. Anyway, if you've ever cut up leather before, you know what I'm talking about. So it feels nice. It's really thick. And it's not like you have a, cowhide on the outside and a lambskin liner or anything, or sheepskin on the inside. No, this is just a paste down, and it's really thick. So you know what? I like that. I do like it. I'm interested in what the goatskin has to offer, but I really do like this. It smells great. Can you smell that? Oh, it smells good. It smells a lot better than, where are you at? Come here, Bible. So I have this right here. I got the 25th anniversary SCR. It has a strong leather smell, but some people thought it was too strong, maybe a little bit chemically. Not so with this cowhide. Let me tell you, this cowhide smells good. And there's another thing about it that's pretty funny. If you sniff too closely with your little puppy dog nose like I do, now you've got a little mark on it. Can you see the mark? It left a little mark, a shiny little, don't look at that, little oil mark, but it goes away. I've done this a few times now, sniffing this Bible, and it goes away pretty easily. So don't worry about that. I give this a score, an olfactory score of 36 Scola on the Ginsburg-Scalia olfactory scale. So that's out of 50. A perfect 50 Scola would be your score. And then if it was a negative smell, it'd go into the Ginsburgs. But no, that's a positive 36 out of 50. So I like that. Perimeter stitching around the Bible. There, it looks, it's really small, it's really tight, and so I don't know how, it looks like it's done by a machine instead of by hand, and that's fine too. The corner work is, let me see if I can show that to you. The corner work is machine cut, so you're getting a Bible that's done by machines, and that's fine as well. That is fine for that. There's no stiffener, no material on the inside here making it thick. And then you just have this leatherette paste off, paste down, and there's nothing on the back side of this cowhide in between the leatherette and the cowhide. The only thing that I could find is whenever you open this up. And don't do this at home, people. Whenever you open this up, there is a little black strip that runs down the spine of the cowhide where the text block would touch, or the spine of the text block would touch it. So there's a little bitty black strip there. Cambridge does that with their Bibles, their little small Bibles. They have that little black strip down the spine of it. Let's see. The spine is attractive, horizontal gold print. So that's pretty good. The foil looks good. This is Steadfast caliber. And I say that because look at the gold page edges here. This is not Lockman caliber. This is Steadfast caliber. You see that gold mirror? I love it. I tell you what, I love it. And if you have a Lockman and you have that dingy light yellow gold, man, this puts that to shame. So it reminds me of the PBO, the Preacher's Bible, the original thick one. So it's really cool. It's sort of glittery, and I'll tell you what, I think it really is the same exact gilting that the PBO had, which is appropriate, I think. There's no hubs, no tooling pattern, just the print. The liner's passed down. You have a floating text block whenever you open it. You see how it's just sort of separates and floats there? So it'll move whenever you open it up. The text block will move forward and then move back. It's floating. And that's fine as well. It's reinforced. 32 GSM French milled paper, and it's not the same French milled as you get in the 2002 Lockman SCR, but nevertheless, it's great paper. It's great paper. You have matching dark brown head and tail bands. All this dark brown, it just matches. It goes right. Some people know that you don't have to come up with real freaky patterns. There's no under art. that I can discern here. So it's just sort of blank page. There's no red, no blue. Wouldn't it be weird if you had blue under art on a Bible like this? You know, some people, some producers don't know that it's weird. And so you need to tell them that it's weird when they do that. All right, so there are 2 blank white cardstock pages at the front. Here they are, kind of thick. And then there are 2 of those blank cardstock pages in the back as well. The rear has 3 blank Bible paper pages, and the front only has 1 of those blank Bible paper pages. The front matter includes the title page, the copyright page, the contents, and then you'll see at the end of it you have table of monetary units, table of weights and measures. That's the end. You have Psalms and Proverbs at the end of the New Testament. The foreword, that's going to look a lot like the standard Lockman foreword. So it should. This is a Lockman product. This is a New American Standard product. This first paragraph is going to look a lot like your New American Standard preface opening paragraph, giving a nod to the King James Version. And then the second paragraph will say that the LSB is another iteration of the preservation and refinement. So it has a core translation team. It worked in conjunction with pastors and educators from different countries. That just means that they were consultants. They had consultants all over the place. And I watched a video, and the video from the LSB, it had a very, very strong point. You don't have to have people from all over the world working on this. You don't have to have people from all different denominations. Just because other translations do doesn't make them better. Your job is not to say what my culture thinks the Bible says. Your job is to say what the Bible actually says, and you just need people who can do that. And that's exactly what they've done. They are justified in using only master's seminary professors in doing their translation. They're justified in doing that because it's not up to them and their culture. All you have to have is a dedication to what the Bible actually said in its original context, that culture, and not yours. So the key principles of translation, and now this is where you might find subtle hints, subtle shots fired at the 2020. LSB has worked to uphold the style and translation choices of the New American Standard as much as possible. Even more, it has endeavored to follow through on the NASB's stated intent to be true to the original Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. So you might think, well, of course they did, but that is a subtle shot. While the interpreter, teacher, and pastor have the goal of understanding what the text means, that means if it says brothers, you write brothers. The pastor can say, well, it means brothers and sisters or not. Consistently, the goal of this translation is to be a window into the original text. With that goal, this revision is forced upon accuracy and consistency. It is checked that words and grammar are carried over properly. It establishes rules for consistent translation. So in the New American Standard 2020, if you do a word study on the word sojourn, in the 1995, it'll say sojourn throughout Genesis, and actually just that'll be the translation. But when you look at sojourn in the 2020, it says sojourn half the time, reside half the time, and you can't tell by the English what the original Hebrew would have been. And that's what I liked about the 95, is that I could predict what the Hebrew and Greek actually were. It's also established rules for translational terms of varying nuances. This allows the reader more easily reconstruct what the original text said. And that's what I just said. It helps the reader more easily trace the flow of argument within the text, identify what the same word is used in other passages. That is called repetition. It's very important. It's very important to the author. It's very important to the recipient. And it's very important for us today to know the author's intentional use of repetition. And if you translate words varyingly, you lose that. Make connection between the texts. So that first paragraph I thought was most important. And then names of God. That's important as well. The name of God is Where'd you go? Okay, so God is going to be translated as God if it is Elohim, and the word Lord if it is translated as Adonai. But if it is, in your New American Standard, if it is all caps Lord, then that was always Yahweh. And in the Lexham Standard, not Lexham, the Legacy Standard Version, Yahweh is printed out instead of what's called the Tetragrammaton, the Yod, He, Vav, He. So just 4 consonants there. So that is the full name of God in the text there, and they wanted to keep it in the Legacy Standard Bible. Now, where are you going to see Yahweh in the New Testament? You shouldn't. You would have the word Lord there. Even in places where there's Old Testament quotations and the Old Testament said Yahweh, the Septuagint would change that to Lord, and then the New Testament would also change that to Kurios, to Lord. And in doing so, they intentionally used the word Lord for 2 purposes. Maybe it was to preserve this sort of superstition that you can't say the name, or, and I think this is more intentional, they intentionally obscured the name Yahweh because Lord applies equally to Jesus. Okay, the rest of it is typical stuff that you would find. They used NA28 for their Greek. This doesn't have the Hebrew, but they use the, or they say they use the most recent Biblia Hebraica. That'd be BHQ, along with the Dead Sea Scrolls, and you do need to use Dead Sea Scrolls. You do need to use the Septuagint as well in order to make text critical decisions. Okay. They also note that they use the word and a lot more, like the 1977 did, and the 1995 took the word and out a lot just because it needed to. Oh, look, there's one more blank page. So congratulations to you. It starts off with Matthew, and the Bible paper is nice. It is really nice. I'm telling you, there's not much ghosting. Every single chapter begins with all caps. You didn't have to do that, but you did. That's fine, whatever. But it continues to have the all caps for Old Testament quotes. Now, in this product, there are no footnotes. So whenever you read about footnotes in the preface, just know that you're not going to find the footnotes in this Bible unless you come to weights, measures, stuff like that. And so here's a little note on weights and measures. You get through there, you go into Psalms, go into Proverbs, and it's just a nice Bible, y'all. And I really like this because I can carry it with me as I go on visits as a hospice chaplain, or you go to your visits in the hospital if you're a pastor. You can just take this anywhere. It's great paper. It's a great print. There's not a lot of ghosting. And when there is, there's line matching. So you should be buying this Bible very quickly. There's no hesitation here. No hesitation in purchasing this Bible. No hesitation for paying $60 for this Bible. None whatsoever. I know some people are waiting until the whole thing is out. That's up to you. You can read I don't know if the Old Testament's ready yet online, but anyway, the Legacy Standard Version is available online if you want to find that. This is the table of monetary units, and on the recto side, on the verso side, we have table of weights and measures. So just one page there, and then blank stuff at the end. Now, I think I've provided you with a thorough review of this Bible, and I give you look, the oil's already gone. My puppy dog nose mark is already gone. This is a home run. It's a home run. Buy it without hesitation. Steadfast is a great company. This is a good translation. This is the Word of God. And the crew at Master's Seminary should be proud of it. There's one thing that I've noticed so far that I would change. and that is in chapter 7 of Hebrews. They did a good job. The New American Standard 95, and I presume the 77, did not have all caps in chapter 7, verse 1 or 2. But here in the Legacy Standard, they have changed that to where we have all caps, and there's good reason for that. Because these are the exact words from Genesis 14, I believe. They're just in a random order. And simply because they're in a random order doesn't mean he's not quoting from them and rearranging them on purpose. So that's exactly what he does. But I feel like they've gone a little too far in a few places, like in verse 2 here. So where it says, to whom also Abraham apportioned a tenth part of all. So in the Septuagint, it says to him, not to whom, but to him. And instead of Abraham, it says Avram, which was his name before it was changed to Abraham. And then there may be a few other words here or there that don't belong in all caps, but that's pretty much it. It was a good decision to change this part to all caps, but there's a few words that shouldn't be. And that's all I've noticed. So there's one improvement that I like. I really like this Bible, very satisfied with it. I wish I had a goatskin version of it, but I got the Patina brown, and it is a home run. Don't hesitate to buy it. I hope you do. God bless you. Have a great day.